Blood Actually, a Murder They Hope mystery is so good. I wanted to watch this for a few reasons. One, I just love Christmas films. Two, I love so many people in the cast, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And three, I was curious to see what this was like, as I'd never seen any of the Murder They Hope episodes or TV specials, and I was curious to see what it was like, wondering maybe if I wanted to watch the actual show. And I can now say that I have put Murder They Hope on my list of shows to check out at some point. It's not an extensive series at the moment, so it shouldn't take too long to watch it. So maybe I will prioritise that in the new year. But for now, I'm very pleased to say that Bloody Actually was an absolute delight. I think it's technically part of the series, but it's a TV special. I think it might have aired independently as well. I'm not entirely sure, but it's on Letterboxd as a film in its own right, so that's what I'm considering it to be. And this was released in 2013. It's directed by Ed Bye, written by Jason Cook. And then we have the cast. We have Johnny Vegas and Sean Phillips. We also have Jack Carroll, Peter Davison, Anita Dobson, Sarah Hadland, who I absolutely adore, Sherrie Hewson, Jane Horrocks, Martin Kemp, Robert Webb, Lee Mack. It's absolutely mind-blowing. The cast is absolutely incredible. And I'm pleased to say it's not one of those films or shows where they spend all of the money on the cast and they neglect everything else, because everything else is really well done. It's about an hour and a half, and Gemma and Terry, played by Sean Phillips and Johnny Vegas, are in this little town around Christmas time, and there is this Santa competition, and Terry is taking part in this competition. Johnny Vegas dressed as Santa, an absolute delight. And then murders start to happen, and basically it's a parody of your traditional murder mystery, and it is so funny. It is very well written. The delivery of the lines are fantastic. The comedic timing across the board is brilliant. And I adored it. And there are several reasons for that. One, in general, it's just very funny. But two, I love murder mysteries, particularly Hallmark films. I'm a big fan of Aurora Teagarden and the garage sale mysteries and various other things like that. And I don't know if that's specifically what they were parodying, that kind of cheesy, cliche, but also quite dramatic murder mystery series, but that's certainly the vibe that I'm getting, and I absolutely adored every second of it. It looks very, very festive. We have so many amazing costumes, mostly Christmas costumes, but Sarah Hadland's character had some very, very interesting costumes as well, and it's just an absolute delight. It's so colourful, the lighting is amazing, it's a very bright film, and that's definitely something that really appeals to me. I will say, I wasn't that bothered about figuring out who was responsible for the murders, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Unlike a traditional murder mystery where that is the main goal and the main focus, establishing the clues, working out who did it, with this I feel like the comedy is at the forefront, and the person responsible for the murder or people, then that kind of feels like it's more in the background. It's more secondary to the main appeal of the narrative, where obviously murder mysteries, traditionally, the murderer is the main appeal, trying to work out who it is. And I don't think that's a bad thing, and I kind of feel like that's intentional, but maybe not. Maybe everybody else watching it was desperate to find out who was responsible. Personally, there were times when I kind of forgot that that's what I was meant to be thinking about, but not in a bad way. I thought this was just an absolute joy. It's funny, it's clever, the performances are brilliant, visually it's stunning, very, very festive. It ticked every single box that I could possibly think of, and the cast is just phenomenal. Needless to say, I loved Blood Actually, a Murder They Hope mystery, and as I said, I've added Murder They Hope to my to-watch list. I think there are a couple of other specials as well, and then I'm not entirely sure. I tried to look into it, but it was kind of vague, the information on Wikipedia, which is the extent of my research so far. But either way, I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I think I will, because honestly, this was an absolute delight, and if it sounds like something that might appeal to you, I completely recommend it.